welcome back everybody to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how you can make this really cool torch in Blender. And guys, before we start the video, make sure you like and subscribe so we can have more of this amazing content more often. Anyways, let's get on to the video. So guys, without further ado, once you go into Blender, it should look a little bit like this. If I am to close this off, just like that, and I search up, oh wow, that's so big, what that? Open Blender, and you can see it comes up with something a bit like this. So what you want to press on, you want to press General, and now you're in the workspace. So just click on this, press Del on your keypad, or you could just press X and delete it, just like that. And once it's deleted, click on the main kind of screen thingy here, and you're going to press Shift A, just like that. And you can see mesh here, you want to insert a cylinder. And you want to go to your side view now to have a look at what it looks like from the side. So press 3 on your numpad. Sorry, no. Press 3 on, oh no, I've deleted it. So yeah, press 3 on the numpad, or you can press X up here, just like that, if you don't have a numpad. Alright, so you can delete the cube, insert a cylinder. Now we want to kind of rotate it sideways. So press R, then X, and then you can just go to the hip, go to the side tab, and you want to press, make it 90 degrees, just like that. It should be like that. Done, easy. Alright, so now we want to make the kind of main shape. You can see it's got this nice shape here. So we can do that by clicking on the object, pressing tab on your keyboard, or just going up here and pressing edit mode. And we want to select one of the faces, so go up here, press this button, face select the face, press this button for proportional editing, and to enlarge this face only and the rest of the shape, press E to extrude. You can just extrude it like that. Make sure you press S then E, and then the whole shape comes with it, just like that. So for now, I'm just going to put this to the side, so you can do that by clicking on the shape. Go back into object mode by clicking tab, click on the shape, press G and then Y to constrain it to the Y axis, drag that along just like that. Alright, now we're going to add in, let's press Shift A, add in another cylinder, and then now what you want to do is you want to go to side view, just like that. Click on the X or click on 3 on the numpad, and now what we're going to do is rotate it by 90 degrees, just like that. I'm just going to make it exact 90 degrees, just like that. Boom. And now I want to go to my front view, so press 1 on your numpad or press Y. So, why is it like that? So what I want to do now, if I bring this and I move it to the Y axis by pressing G, then Y. G is to move, oh, whoops. By the way, just for your information, G is to move, S is to scale, and R is to rotate. And then you can press X, Y, or Z to constrain it to that axis. Alright, so just press on this, press G, drag it up like this a little bit. And this inner one right here is gonna be like the bulb, like kind of the bulb inside the torch. So just press S on the keyboard and just scale that up nice and big. Not too big, so it's like poking out like this. We're gonna fix that right now. But you want it to be like a little bit smaller. So to make it a bit more better, you want to make it a bit thin. So press S and then Y, and then you want to make it kind of like thin. G and then Y to drag it. And I don't know, is that good? Yeah, that's good, I like it. And there you go, you've already got the shape of the torch. So if we go to this reference image right here, you can see it's got this straight thing just going across like that. So what we can do now is we can click on this, go back into object mode by pressing tab, and now we can click on this face, press E to extrude, and just drag that along like that. Of course, you don't have to copy exactly what I do. You can make it a bit different to mine, but this is just like a base design. But you can make it more intricate with designs. Actually, I want to add some designs later on, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'm gonna, where is it? Click on the face, yeah, and then E. I want to actually go back. So E, extrude just to there, just to there is good. Alright, so you can see like some of these flashlights, they've got some of these ringy things. You see that? He's got those nice ringy things. You see that? You can do that by, actually, it's very, very simple. Just select this whole thing and press G, Y axis, and oh whoopsies. Make sure to go back into object mode and press G, then Y, constrain it to Y axis. Oh, I didn't select everything. Yep, G, then Y, move it Y axis. And then just press Shift A, insert another cylinder, rotation, make it 90. Sorry if I'm going a bit too fast, but I'll give you like 5 seconds to catch up on that. Make sure to go into side view by pressing 3 on the numpad or X up in the gizmo up here. And now I want to do S and then Y, and then we can scale it about that. That's good. Yeah. And now we want to make it a little bit bigger than this, so it kind of like appears on the outside. You can do that. Scale up, just like that. Now we can move this by the Y axis, G then Y, just like that. And I think for a ring, that actually looks decent, but I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Boom. There you have it. Now, to duplicate these, you can just press Shift D on your keyboard, G, then Y, to constrain it to the Y axis, and then drag it along, just like that. So now over here, we want to make this kind of like inner design. It'll make sense more, but what we can do to do that, we can just easily duplicate this by pressing Shift D, press G on your keyboard, again Y, move this over to like the end of it. Now you want to press S on your keyboard and scale it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to press 3 just to look at the side view, and then X up here to look at the side view if you want. And then I'm going to duplicate this again, GY, and I want to go like that, duplicate GY, that. Alright, so now I've done it, and I now want to add a final big one over here. So I'm going to duplicate this once again. Actually, no, I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to delete that just so it's not duplicated over each other. Duplicate this, GY, just like that. And now I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to make this bigger than this and this and that. So scale that up like this, just a little bit, not too much. And there you have it, a nice design. This doesn't look too good, but it doesn't look too bad at the same time. At least it's got some design on it. So press G then Y, and I'm going to drag this light back onto it. Alright, cool. So now we can start actually colouring it. So to colour it, you can just click on the object you want to colour, go down here to the material properties, click new, and you can see here we've got the principled BSDF shaders, and you can press base color and you can change that to whatever you like. But you may not be able to see it. That's because we're not in the because we're in solid mode. We want to go to material preview. So you can press material preview and you can see the color appears. So you can just click on it. It's a bit time consuming, but it's definitely worth it. So I'm going to speed through this until I get to the end of it. For me, I'm going to make it black. I'm just going to make all of these black. And there are some properties down here you can change, like the metallic, stuff like that. The specular, that's quite a good thing to change. I like changing that. I'm going to leave it like that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so now I'm fully done with the flashlight colouring it. I've just made this one black and I've made these ones like greyish. But this bit here, I've just kind of like left it. I've left it white because we're going to change that later. Alright, so now we are properly done. I think we are, at least. We are done with the colouring and the building. So now what we want to do is we want to add the lights, and we also want to add the camera as well, right here. So, and by the way, it used to be like this, but I've just scaled it down a little bit to look a bit smaller. Alright, so to add a light in to the workspace, you can just press Shift A, and then you can scroll down to light and press point. I recommend using point because it's just way more easier to use. And now you can go from material preview, and now you can go into display render preview. And if you click on this one here, like the camera kind of render properties like that right there, click on that, and these are the render engines. Eevee is actually quite recent, but the most used ones to get the most realistic outputs is Cycles. But it does take up a lot of space on your computer. But to make it run faster, you can just change the device from CPU to GPU compute. But for now, I'm just going to stick with Eevee, and we can change that later. And one quick tip, if you want to make the background transparent, if you click on this camera thing and go to film and click transparent, you can see the background changes to transparent. So if you want to export it with no background, just like transparent, just click on that. So I'm going to add in a light. I'm going to once again press G to move it over here. I'm going to move it a bit over here. And press on this light icon, and you can change the color, the power, the specular. So now we've made that light, that kind of, we haven't fully finished with the light shining out. But now what we can do is, if you go, you can see it's a bit bland, the color. So I'm just gonna click on the light, duplicate it, and move it over here to other places. You can put it anywhere, but I'm just gonna put it in places that I think look nice. Alright, so I've added all my lights in, and you know what, I'm kind of happy with that. It's not amazing lighting, but it's just okay. And I'm happy with that. Alright, so now we are fully done with the lighting, and we can now go onto the camera. So if you can see up here, there's a camera icon. Just click on that and press N on your keyboard, and it should come up with something like this. And on the sides here, it says view. Click on view, and you want to press camera to view. There you go. Press N again to make that go away. So to enable the camera, you can press Control, this thing, and 9. Once you've pressed that, you should be able to navigate your camera just like this. But I'm just going to position it, I'm going to position it like that. And this is what the camera should see when it's exporting. And once you're done with the positioning, you can go up to here, the render properties, click on the render engine. I'm going to change it to Cycles to make it as realistic as possible. And look at that. When you go to Cycles, look how more realistic that gets. I love it. That's why you should that's why I think you should use Cycles more than Eevee, because I just think it's way better. Alright, so now I'm done positioning my camera. I can now uncheck this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to world, right here, the world properties, the earth with the line through it. And I'm going to go to surface, background, principled, and you see this green thing here? You see how it says surface, background? I'm going to click on this green like dot here. And I'm going to go to principled BSDF, just like that. And there you can see it adds a nice background, just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it anything I like. You can make it whatever, to be honest. I'm going to make it black. Boom. Now I can click this camera icon again. It'll take me back to my camera positioning. And now we can render it. So to render, you can go up to here, press render, the top bar, and you're going to press render image. Not render animation, make sure you press render image. Boom. Alright guys, as you can see, the render is now done, and I am extremely proud of mine. And I really like it. So I don't know why the light shine hasn't appeared, but I'm going to research on that, and hopefully I can change it. But I don't know, for now I'm really happy with that, and I really like it. So guys, to put this into your files, you can press image, you can press save as, and you can just call it whatever you like. I'm going to call mine Torch Boy. Oh, I spelled it wrong, God. And I'm going to press save as image. And now you can go ahead, close this up. Make sure to save the file in Blender. I made multiple torches actually. And then save that. I'm just gonna minimize it, minimize this as well, and I'm now gonna go to my file explorer, and I'm gonna enlarge it, go to downloads, and here it is. Wait, is that it? I cannot tell. I think I saved it as torch, so I don't even know where I saved it. Holy. Yeah, here it is, torchboy.png. Click on that, or wherever you saved it. And boom, there you go, the saved image, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. You can use it for thumbnails or to show your friends, but I'm just gonna use it for the video, maybe video thumbnail, or maybe I'll make a new one. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. We've now made a very nice looking torch in Blender. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell on so you're always updated when I make new videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.